Hello everyone, my name is Rajesh Kumar and I'm your DevOps SRE DevSecOps coach. I have close to 18 plus years of experience working in multiple MNCs around the globe and having in-depth knowledge of DevOps, SRE and DevSecOps. So I would like to introduce you one certification program in a DevOps, and that is we call it DevOps Certified Professional. Now this is a 2 months of program, 25 tools of DevOps you will learn, and apart from that you will also get the access to the LMS, lifetime access to the videos portal. It's a certification program, and you will have 25 assignments and 2 projects along with it. It's a completely weekend program, so here you have classes on Saturday and Sunday. So as part of this course, you will learn multiple things. Here you see that you will learn Linux, AWS, Docker, Jira, Confluence, Python, Git with GitHub, SonarQube, Maven, Gradle, Packer, Artifactory, Selenium, JMeter, Ansible, Kubernetes, Helm, Terraform, Jenkins, Datadog, Splunk, and Neuralink. Now, how do we, apply for this? So how can you reach out to us? So you have a WhatsApp number and email ID. So please reach out to us and we'll help you to onboard this program. Apart from this DevOps certified professional programs, we are offering other certifications as well in a DevSecOps, SRE, and one of the very, very comprehensive programs which we have is in Master in DevOps Engineering. Yeah, so feel free to get in touch with us and then enroll for it. Thank you.
They don't want you to access that. So if you look at this two network is talking to the same wire, actually same wire, but still we create a network. Are you understanding what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, sir. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So this is a whole data center also, like this only. This is a whole data center. See, the only the difference is when Jio or Airtel provide the network to you. So you guys are using your own compute unit. They give you only network and they charge you for that. But AWS, you can get everything. You can get your own network at a data center, and inside that you can have a VM. Okay, and this VM within the network, they will talk to each other. Simple rule. And this VM you can access through the router. They'll give you one public IP address. I'll show you. And then you can access from anywhere in the whole world, actually, because of public IP address. In fact, you can also buy your public IP address for network. You talk to Airtel or Geo guys and say, hey, I need one public IP address. They'll give it to you. 400 rupees they'll charge you, I guess. Okay, I had it, but I removed it. So like that. Got it? All of you?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
what we are learning, nothing great actually. We are not learning nothing great. We want one network, okay, one network, because in AWS cloud you can create a millions of network, but I want one network actually. It's like you also can create a millions of, tens of network. How? You enable your Wi-Fi. I mean, sorry, not Wi-Fi. Mobile. This one. What do you say? I forgot this keyword. Mobile. What is the keyword we call it?
Hotspot.
Mobile.
Morning.
Hotspot. Yes. Hotspot. So you have a 4 mobile, you enable the 4 hotspot, you get a 4 Wi-Fi created, 4 network created. One network you have from the Wi-Fi router, 4 you created. So it's like this. You can create as many on AWS cloud. So here you create a network, okay? That is what I was talking about. And then after that you have run the VMs. Now you want the storage. What kind of storage? So here one storage which is attached to the laptop. Okay, I'll just change the colors, we'll understand. Each laptop there is some storage attached. I am having one TB. I don't know how much of you are having, so just check it out. Okay, I am having one TB. Now that storage type, what we call it, that storage type we call it a block storage. I'm putting in a very simple way, not using a terminologies for compute and all stuff like that. So that storage we call it a block storage, because it attached through your motherboard and stuff like that. Okay, so more you should read actually what is a block storage, what is a object storage, file storage network. You should read it, because without that you cannot do other stuff. Also in Kubernetes also we need, Docker also we need. So now remember that you need to know everything. but you'll be doing limited things. But knowing everything is easy nowadays comparatively last earlier. Okay, so that's a block storage. Now, what has happened? Uh, you decided, let's say, some of you, let's say, uh, uh, I'll just name it, maybe Rahul, you decided, I need one storage, and that storage should be accessible to the both the laptop. Two laptops I am having in home. So that you created one more server, and this server you have a 1 TB of hard disk, and this you are connecting this server you are connecting to the network only for storage, which call it NFS, network file system. So that's called EFS. Simple. So EBS attached to your laptop, EFS through the network. So EFS is powered by block only, but for others it will become a network storage. Okay, are you understanding all of you? What is a network storage? Hello, hello.
Network storage, no, yeah.
Yeah, and object storage. I'll put it in a very simple way. Object storage means a file which you can access through HTTP. Simple. How is being stored? I'll let you decide. But the file should be accessible through HTTP. HTTP means Google Drive, object storage. GitHub, object storage. GitLab, object storage. Any files which you are accessing through the
Web.
HTTP. I mean, I'm not teaching the fundamental core technology, but I'm trying to help you with that and how to understand this. So simple way, I will on AWS. I'll get one network. I'll create a few VMs and attach. These are the storage for storing the data, and then that is the fundamental services of AWS.
Sir, I have just one confusion regarding storage. Then,
Mhm.
what is then persistent disk which we attach to the VM?
So that's called EBS.
That's called EBS. Okay.
Yeah, block storage. Why? Because you attach to your compute unit itself, right? It's not
Yeah.
accessible
Yeah.
through networking or HTTP.
No, no,
Correct,
no.
no?
That is, yeah.
If it is accessible through HTTP, like a Google Drive, it's accessible HTTP. You want to share some files to me, HTTP. Network file system IP address. Okay, NFS. And block storage like mount. Block storage you can use as like a C drive or something.
Okay.
Got it?
Yes.
Block storage will be showed here. Disk here. The network storage will not be shown. Disk management. Block storage will be acting like a disk. My system is little slow because of some reason. Got it? All of you? Are you comfortable?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now you want the VM. First thing, VM. We call it EC2. So tell me one thing. For the creating a VM, in the last session, what you guys did? What you guys did?
We have, we have downloaded Oracle virtual machine.
Image, correct? Na? And after that,
We
We have
mount.
installed.
I mean,
and then, yeah, tell me.
then we
What you
create
did?
we create the network. I mean, we instead of
Installed
network,
Network you
we
came. Is CPU. You decide CPU and RAM, right?
CPU,
And
RAM, and
then
yes,
yeah.
storage 40 GB. I normally created 40 GB. Maybe. Sheetal, how much you created last time? Last night?
RAM, sir.
No. Storage.
Hello.
Yeah, storage. I'm asking.
Storage I created 16 GB actually.
Yeah. So you have a 16 GB. RAM, let's say 2 GB.
Yeah.
CPU, let's say 8 core or
two
whatever
core.
it is. An image you have it. 2 core. Yeah, 2 core. An image XYZ. Image it can be Windows or it can be CentOS, it can be Ubuntu, it can be anything. No problem. So here, this is something you did at last night, last session. Same thing you will do on AWS. Nothing great. Same thing. Let me show you. Demo time. Launch instance. Launch instance. And here, this is the UI. So what is the name of the machine? Linux. Okay. What is the image you want? So here you have a few images. Recent image, my image, quick start image, browse image. Decide whichever image you want. AMI IDs and all, you can select it. See, this is a hell lot of. You can browse this. More than 65,000 images you will find it. Let me show you. See, quick start 47. My image I have one. Community image 500. Marketplace 6822, and many others also you'll find. Okay, so this is something which you have. So you decide Linux, okay, Linux machine. What Ubuntu I want. Okay, fine. Selected here. This is the one, 64-bit architecture. Here instance. sorry, sorry. Instance type means what? Sorry. Instance type
Specification of
means
that
what?
server, RAM and
Here
memory,
you
no
what?
resource.
This is the combination. But AWS did. They said instead of you specifying how much CPU you want, how much RAM you want, what I will do, I'll give you the type, and based on the type, whatever the you want, you decide that. So here you have a type. So let me tell you here. So this is the T1 micro, T2 micro, and all stuff like that. So these are the name of it. Now, if you look at it very carefully, T1 micro is free tier eligible. T2 micro free tier eligible means the AWS free account whichever you created, no, you will create only this one, then you will not be chargeable. If you create others, it will be chargeable for you. Have it this in your mind. Whenever you see the label free tier eligible, I repeat, whenever you see the label free tier eligible, which is free for you up to the 1 year for limited duration in a month, you have to check this, the documents, that URL. Okay. So now I'll go for, so for me this account is not free. So even though if I go here or here, it will be chargeable for me because it's up to 1 year only, 750 hours. So T1 micro, T2 nano, all these things you can decide. So T2 micro I've decided T2 micro. T2 micro means one CPU I get it, 1 GB RAM. That's more than sufficient for the demo. Again, if you look at it very carefully, they'll give you the charges also. I don't know whether you can see the font or not.
Yeah, I can see.
Hmm. So here instance type. Now here, what is this key pair? So here you selected the image. Here CPU and RAM, done. Now guys, here you are setting the access. How to access that Linux machine or Windows machine. Right now I'm creating Linux by the way. How do we access? How do we access? So by the way, how do you access this VM after creation? How did you access? In the
Using
last
putty.
session? Huh?
Using putty.
No, PuTTY is a client. The method of accessing the Linux VM was user ID and password, correct? No?
Yeah, we are root. Okay.
You access user ID, some user ID, and some password. But guys, AWS don't give you that one default. You have to enable it separately. Okay, how to do that? I'll teach you. Not to worry. AWS says user ID and password is not secure. Let me give you the key. So now that you need to understand the concept of key authentication. How do we use key for authentication? So we have a private key and plus public key concept. This you need to understand. Okay. So that you can do that. That you can do that. Okay. So how key is being used, you have to understand. So what will be done in a simple way? I'm telling you, you have to do the little bit of reading actually, because this will not only uh, help you in this AWS, but going forward, it will help you in any other technologies also. So private key, they'll give it to you, okay, and public key, they'll keep it in a server. So you have a private key, server has a public key. If private key and public key server matches, you get access. Simple way. Understood? All of you? No password. You can enable the password, but that's not good. Understood?
Yeah.
Simple. So now here you want to create a key pair, new key pair, or you want to use existing one. So a debug school I recently migrated actually. So here you have that one and training and all stuff like that. But for demo, I'll create one more. So this is the training December. Training December 2022. Now this is the type of key pair. Okay. Right now I'm not complicating, but I would insist you to read that. What is the difference between RSA, ED2? These all are algorithms actually, and the format of the key. If you want the use of putty, then PPK. But if you want the SSH, PM. Putty to PPK convert. You can convert. PPK to PM also you can convert. All this is possible. So here this is the one and create. So here you might have noticed PM I downloaded because as per the rule, private key you have it, public key they will have it. So private key you should not share with anyone. Remember that private key is compromised, everything is compromised. Okay, you should not share. So this is the PM5. Now there is a see in order to run this in network, this machine on the accessible on the network, you have to run attached to some VM. So you, let's say if you come to my house, you'll say, Rajesh, give me your Wi-Fi password. Why you are asking Wi-Fi password? Because you want to connect to the whole world. That means internet, simple way. Correct now? Without that also, without a Wi-Fi password, without a getting into the network also, your computer unit will work, but you need a Wi-Fi. Why? Because someone else wants to access, you want to access something else. So like that. So network is important. Network is important for creating a VM. Okay. So here if you see that network setting, this is the network. VPC we call it, virtual private connect. Then some subnet, some IP address and all. So now you'll say, Rajesh, I have not created any network. How come it has come? So this network, you know what has happened? Every region, when you start the account, every region, AWS will create one default network for you. Okay, one default network, and this is the default network actually for the region which is called North Virginia. You can create a more network also. I'll teach you. That's not a great thing. Okay, but here it's a default network. For example, I'll tell you in a simple way. You go to my home, you come to my home, and you'll have one Wi-Fi, but I can give you my hotspot also, another network, second hotspot also. I may have a two Wi-Fi also, correct? So it's like that. So there's one network which is default, it automatically taken because there was only one network. But if you want to change the network, you can change here. But right now I have only one. So this is the network setting. Okay. So are you comfortable with the key pair and network setting, all of you?
Yes.
Okay. Now you see that here, firewall. In AWS, we call it security group. The only one thing which I'm upset about AWS is like whatever the general terminology they're supposed to use, they have changed it. So that's I don't understand why they changed it. Firewall was a very simple keyword. So guys, this firewall is not your OS firewall. There's a two types of firewall we use on a daily basis. One is OS level firewall, which you know that. I assume OS level firewall, all of you have understanding, right?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
What is a firewall? What is a firewall, by the way?
Is it something like Windows Defender or something?
No, no, no. Someone else would like to help me here.
It will block the incoming and malicious outbound connection.
Incoming, outgoing. Inbound, outbound.
Outbound.
Terminology inbound, outbound. Means who should talk to me, means who should connect to my machine, and where I should connect. You all decide in the firewall. Okay. So by default, everything is in your machine. Outgoing is everything is allowed, and incoming maybe some of you will block it, some services. Okay. So if you have not got that idea, just open up firewall in your machine, and here it is. Lots of firewall related services are coming. Okay. So those who's not having idea, please read it offline. Okay. So now, so this is OS level firewall we call it, but this one what you see is not a OS level firewall. So what is this firewall? So this is your network level firewall. Network means this applies to the every machine which you have in the this network. Every machines. Okay, so this is the firewall rules you are going to create and apply to this machine which you are creating. So do you want to create a new security group, new firewall, network firewall, or you want to use existing one? I want to create it. Here, here if you see, they are giving you spoon feeding, which one you want to allow, which one you don't want to allow. So let's say if I don't allow SSH, then I'll not be able to connect that actually. Remember that. Yeah, SSH will not be allowed at the network level only. And you want to connect HTTPS, which I'll do that later and let it do. So here for SSH I have to do that and so on. So now guys, here look at this one more time. Here you selected the image. Here you selected the CPU and RAM. Here you selected the keys which you want to access, and here you select the network, and here you selected which network firewall should be allowed security groups, which should be allowed and all to your machine, and here you are selecting the storage. I hope you remember that. You only guys told me you while creating a VM you need some storage. This is the storage. Now guys, this storage you should not use for the storing the data. Then you will say for what reason I should use only for operating system. Okay, only for operating system. If you want to store some data, you should attach new storage, which I'll teach you. Okay. So for example, I'll put it in this way. In your laptop, you have a C drive, correct? What do we have? Operating system. And after that, you add one extra storage. So that is your D drive or E drive. So when system get formatted, you format only C drive, D drive, E drive is still stored, saved safely, correct? Something similar concept. So this storage you should use it for only for running the operating system, not for storing the data. Okay, because if you store the data in a different disk, then you can use it as a backup and attach to the different compute unit also, different VM also. Okay, so 8 GB is sufficient, up to 30 GB is allowed, I think free. So more or less this is the stuff, and whatever is selected left side, right side, you got the same confirmation. One machine or 1000 machine, only one machine is okay. Are you comfortable guys, all of you?
Rajesh, what is GP2 in the storage? It was just beside the storage volume.
This is the this is the I'll put it in this way. See, if you go and buy a laptop, they ask you, hey, do you want HDD hard disk or SSD or flash drive? Do you know that, right? Correct.
Yeah, yeah.
So same way, AWS has also created multiple options for you, and these options you have a general purpose SSD. This is the all SSD. Here SDDD, and here SDD. Here your magnetic disk also there. So whichever you want, you can go ahead. Earlier we were using magnetic disk, then SDD, now SSD. So let's say you have a limitation, you have some specification, then you can AWS will help you in this. Now the pricing is also different. Provisioned IOPS SSD means here IOPS means input output per second. That means what is the speed of hard disk you want. So if you want normal, then go for normal. Uh, and if you want the high IOPS, you have to pay a little bit more also, right? So for example, if you go for buying the HTTP, they'll talk about the RPM. So I think if I have a good memory, 7200 is the default RPM you get in every hard disk. But more than that, You'll have to pay more, correct? No? Got it?
Yeah. Yeah.
So like that. So they have given you so many options. I selected only which is a default, which is GP2, which is available for me. That's I didn't bother too much. Any other questions?
It's good.
So now after that, I will review this in the summary tab. I will review all this stuff and create it. That's all. Nothing else. So the one VM I created where on AWS. Nothing great about it. Now one more VM I'll create Windows. Okay. So let's create a launch new instance. This is the name of the Windows, and here where is the Windows Microsoft? Windows 22. No, I don't want 19 base. I want and how much CPU? So for Windows, little bit of more CPU required actually. So I'll go for the two CPU or one CPU, 2 GB RAM. T2 small I'll go. It's a paid one by the way. It's not a free. Okay. And key I'll not create a new one because I have already created. So which is here somewhere. This one. Networking only one I have default. Security group also I'll not create firewall, which I have created already, and that was I think so. I forgot to name it actually, but I'll just go ahead with the two. Okay, and then here by default the base hard disk, not hard disk, base storage you getting 30, and right side you have summary and launch. Key I have selected no yeah launch. Simple. So I created two machines on AWS and with the ease, and you did not have to worry about okay from where I'll get a CPU, RAM, storage, everything. Flawless, you can use it and so on. Are you understanding all of you? Any questions, any doubts?
No.
Sir, okay, that I mean, we have a number of instances. So for
Mhm.
each instance, we need to download security key. But
It's,
don't you think it is tedious?
it's up to you. It's up to you. What I did, I did not create a in this demo. I did not create a multiple key. I used the one key. Public key they had it. Private key I was having it. I used the same way. So what happened? Public key they stored in the server. Private key you have it. So you
Okay.
this combination this private key and public key you can use it for thousands of machines. One key or
Hmm.
thousand key thousand machine. Up to you. You have to decide.
Okay. Because you know that practically it won't be possible not to store all the keys. You might
Ha.
have many applications.
So the practices you are saying practice. So different types of server you can have a same key also. I mean, let's say web server you have 50 web tier you have 50 servers running in the web applications. So you can have one key. That's here when you say how many machines you want it. Let's say you say 50. So all 50 will use the same key.
Yeah, exactly.
Got it?
Yeah.
Okay, so now this is the something which you have created. Now I created a AWS EC2 instance in a simple way VM, but how do we access it? So first let me get comfortable Linux VM. And UI is little irritating, I agree. But yeah, this is you used to you will get it. You will get into that. So here if I look at it very carefully, you have a public IP address also, private IP address also and few more information, have a peace of mind, little bit read everything, you will get comfortable. Windows also, if you see that here, you have a public IP address also and private also. Now, if I select the any VMs here and actions, you have many options here. State, stop, reboot, terminate. Okay, simple. You understand? I don't have to tell you. Stop means you are stopping the VM. Reboot means restarting. Terminate means permanently deleting. Actions, there are many things are there. Slowly you'll get to into that and so on. So now the question is how do we access this VM? So let me ask you, let me clear this image.
If you would have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devopsschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video.
Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest.
Thanks for watching.